Yes, of course, you do still have some auto attack damage coming through, but it has been going towards the tried and true here. He is insanely comfortable on this pick. You absolutely can outscale the
Kyle, they're showing that respect.
They saw him.
He did. Beishwan comes around the corner with the frozen domain, gets the slow onto Hope, looking for the pillar as well. Barrier coming out from Hope, but it's just extinguished. Hope down, first blood BLG. In terms of dragons.
And AL absolutely needed to get the grubs after what they gave up on the bot side. You know, Bin is now so far ahead down this Jax and hasn't had to deal with it whatsoever. And he's nearly at the Triforce, and Beishwan is up here.
Dark Possession down. Flandre needs to walk away because Bin's splashing in with the Grandmaster's Might. Subjugate as well. Flandre holding on to his splash till the last moment, doesn't get a chance to use it. Power right now, they're definitely in the driver's seat.
I mean, great minds think alike, Medic. I was on the same wavelength with that one as Flandre goes through a bit of a trade and immediately regrets it.
Counter-Strike comes in, there's a TP as well. Kyle trying to come up to join this fight, and Bin begins to retreat. Shanks is going to teleport forward. Bin has no flash. Weaver's Wall will lock him on this side of the tower. Tarzan chasing forward as well. Bin with the counter-strike will get knocked up using that Cyclone. Bin still jumping away, but he's caught out. A Tempest finds him.
On that bot lane tower. They obviously have the Trundle. Not going to be able to get it either way, though. So first tower does go to AL. Yes, they should eventually lose the Dragon. That is going to be a huge gold swing.
You'll see the gold swing in their favor, about 300 gold
the
ahead.
Ultimate, and there's not real any way for them to get good positioning on this fight.
But again, look at bot. Flandre is already working on that tower. Bin's going to have to TP down.
Beishwan boosted up there with the deadly flourish. Tempered Fate out as well. Kyle caught, has that Pop Blossom and has a flash. Will use the flash early to try and escape, but as the curtains open, the Shape Splitter will block one. And Elk will block the next Pop Blossom from On just to make sure the chase doesn't materialize.
They were able to do a good amount of damage onto their opposition, along with chipping away at that tower. And it's not necessarily that they heavy committed. Ooh,
Shanks needs to be careful. He's going to get chased down here. The pillar out. The flash forward from Knight still has the Emperor's Divide here. Shanks looking for the movement speed, but just doesn't have enough.
No matter what the wave state is, no matter what the item completions are, you would be forced to go there. They're looking for Beishwan.
Kyle going in with the Temper Fate. There's Weaver's Wall as well. The chase onto Beishwan. He's going to start to walk away. Dodges the seismic shove. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Flandre forcing On away. Beishwan trying to trade with Kyle. The redemption will be enough to heal up the bard. He gets the shutdown with it. On caught out as well as AL are going to find 2 off this play.
That is huge, because that should get them the Dragon off the back of that as well. Not the cleanest execution as the Cosmic Binding missed, the Deadly Flirt.
I felt like BLG was doing such a good job of suffocating AL. The fact that Bin was just holding that wave in the bot lane, they were playing around Knight safely on the top side of the map. I love that AL recognized, okay, we got to try and do something to try and break open the map a little bit more. They find a nice pick. Should be a tower secured. They're second of the game.
Jungle and allow Bin the opportunity to take the 3rd tower of the game, extending his gold lead to about control ward in. Shanks still looking for the flank. Bin trying to mark anyone that comes around the back of the blue buff. On with a good route. There's the Counter-Strike follow-up, and Kyle has to pop the heal. Temper Fate's going to land onto a couple, but the Drake's still very healthy. Seismic shove only onto one, but it's On, and he's off as AL begin to turn the fight in their favor. They're still looking for this Dragon. The curtains open. This Jhin wants an encore. Cyclone doesn't hold them in range. A Counter-Strike out by Bin as BLG retreats.
Whoa, that was a very tense fight. Both sides fighting for position. Because as we talked about earlier, BLG in the straight up front to back, we still do give them the edge with their composition.
Yeah, and you can see
looking onto Kyle, doesn't have the flash, doesn't have the heal, and he is done for. Elk gets the kill, the curtains open. As Hope tries to avenge his fallen support, will land the shots on, but he's tanky enough to survive through them, has that Warden's Mail complete.
They got the TP off of Flandre and Knight there, so Bin is going to have TP advantage. Yes, Shanks could potentially match him, but Beishwan getting aggressive here.
Gets to dodge away from the Deadly Flush and avoids the seismic shove. AL still have a bit of vision around this pit, but that's now cleared out by Beishwan. Knight's going to start up the Baron. Anyone's legend. Not have vision yet, but Tarzan and Hope are on their way. Their prying eyes will spy the fact that BLG have started the Baron. Flandre jumped on by Knight, though. The Emperor's Divide will knock him back, but meanwhile on the top side of the fight, the Cyclone comes out. Beishwan has to flash out of the back of the pit as Elk tries to put some more damage down. Flandre dead, BLG find another. Kyle's back alive.
Yeah, Beishwan barely gets out, had almost no HP.
Once again, pathing down towards the bottom side, trying to get some purchase in this river. Bin looking for the flank. He'll jump into the pit. On separated, but gets on the right side of the Weaver's Wall as BLG start up the Dragon. On doesn't have the flash, but that Pop Blossom can be deadly. AL trying to gain some purchase in the river here. BLG holding them at bay. There's a pillar. On still looking for that flank. Kyle now marking him as BLG will take the 4v4. Kyle on up towards the top side, but there's the Pop Blossom. The mountain secured by Tarzan, and he'll get a kill off the back of it as well. BLG separated. The dive in from Knight, knocked back with the seismic shove. Shanks will fall. Beishwan almost follows. The curtains open. Hope wants an encore. He lands one onto Bin. Beishwan will die up towards the top side. Bin dashes away. Knight trying to open up, but he just doesn't have the damage. Rooted with a deadly flourish and taken out by anyone's legend.
Massive.
But it's AL start up the Baron. BLG playing for the mid lane prio, but AL calling their bluff. There's the Temper Fate onto Beishwan. The Baron's still at 10,000. On goes in, and On finds them all. The Emperor will find his mark as well. The Guardian Angel and Tarzan brings him back, but Knight's already dead. AL looking for a little bit more here as they could jump further forward. Bin trying to dive in. Shanks low. The seismic shove will connect, but Elk's on a killing spree. On trying to trade with Tarzan down towards the bottom side. Beishwan chasing out Hope towards the top. Blandre and Tarzan will find a double. Beishwan will try and get back in the pit. He doesn't have smite right now, but with the Maiden, AL might be able to keep him at bay.
A perfect wombo combo still wasn't enough to beat AL in the fight. Two members will stay alive to start the Baron off. Beishwan is hovering, threatening the steal.
Beishwan almost has flashback.
We'll have the flash. The smite still on cooldown. Tarzan sticking on the Baron right now as Beishwan tries to find a way back into this pit. Doesn't have vision on the Baron. Now does. Loses it again. He's dodging back and forth. 3,000 on the Baron. Beishwan kept at bay by Flandre, but has the flash. He jumps in. Looking for the chop, but it's Tarzan once again who wins the
During
smite.
the CC. So though it looks beautiful, the follow-up isn't there from Bin. Beishwan can't get there, Elk can't get there, and AL wins anyway.
Another Tempered Fate finds its mark. Elk the target though for AL as they chase him down. On with a Pop Blossom, only finds a single root, and that's two more to anyone's legend.
Pick after pick, AL with the Baron are sieging through these towers. They're collecting the standing gold. A root connects on the Knight.
Flashes away from the seismic shove. The Ghouls were chasing from that morning mist. And now BLG are wondering, how do we defend 35 seconds before Elk is back on the Rift? On has 20, seeing Grayscale as well. AL with this Baron push could just end the game.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Grubs, look at the York. They're crushing through these towers so fast.
Knight is here. Emperor's Divide available. The Dark Possessions try and keep him away. Bin trying to trade back in, but he just can't find a way into that backline. The counter-strike used only defensively as the first Nexus tower falls. On his way, he's a minion. He'll get the root down. Tarzan dives in with the Cyclone. Bin trying to get on the backline as well with the counter-strike, but Bin is gone. Flandre sends him to the Shadow Isles. Knight jumps onto the backline. Shanks still surviving alongside
Elk's
Hope.
back.
And Knight is down. Elk is up, but he's the only one for his team right now as he tries to defend his Nexus, and AL won't give him a moment to breathe. Say the last rites for BLG. Flandre puts a shovel in.
It's very short range as well, and I look at this comp and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of short range. But what we found was super interesting was that if you kind of treat it as a pick comp.
On is running Unsealed Spellbook in this game, as is Kyle, so we'll see those summoner spells switching around through the mid game.
Yeah, I did kind of get the impression that Knight wasn't that confident coming into this matchup, you know, because of that interview that we saw, as this looks like it's going to be a fight.
Goes in with the flash, shadowing strike. There's the barrier out from Hope, and the Unbreakable will keep him alive for now. Beishwan, concussive blows, locks him up. Doubles now on Hope. On needs to get away, but the concussive blows will get another stun, and On has no hope of surviving. Tarzan. Here's Shanks. Should be able to sidestep everything. Beishwan, the Realm Warp coming out. He's used the Shroud of Darkness already, so he no longer has a spell shield. And Shanks is going to open up, and Knight goes between worlds. There's the fear, and Shanks is down. Now can Beishwan escape? The answers no, as Tarzan answers with a kill of his own.
Ends up being to respond to this objective, and even though they'll be in the area, it'll be a difficult steal.
Tarzan trying to get in there. There's the Cataclysm. Paranoia used. Tarzan has to flash away, and will flag and drag to safety.
Hang on. So, I mean, they get the teleport out from Knight as well. Are they still fishing for a fight?
On's looking for it. He's going to flash forward onto Tarzan. Shadowing strike onto Shanks as well. There's the Equalizer going to chunk out Kyle. Unstoppable onslaught in, though, as Flandre looks to make this fight continue. Realm Warp forward. Beishwan flashes away, but is culled where he stands. He's the bullets from Hope's gun. Shanks flashes in, and Elk is put in prison. 2 more kills.
Because minions are being lost by BLG currently. Flandre, though, worried about a potential fight breaking out. He's actually going to TP up towards top, and they are going to bring back Shanks.
And Shanks teleporting top. I think Flandre is finishing his recall, but there's the Paranoia in with the equalizer to follow up the Magnus Storm from On's and up. And Hope is down. On underneath the tower will die as well. Will be a 1-for-1 exchange.
A nice collapse from BLG. He's going to quickly go back to base, buy an upgrade, and has the TP ready to fight. Baseron with his ultimate is primed and ready to go.
Knight can teleport into the pit. Instead, he decides mid lane. Paranoia out. Tarzan gets the smite. Where are we going with the Paranoia? Immediately we jump on towards Flandre. The Beer's going to come out as well, but the Unstoppable Onslaught will block that CC. Flandre running for the hills. Bin trying to chase True Shot Barrage out. Equalizer onto Flandre, gets the slow base one. Flashes forward, as does Bin, and they will bell at the Scion towards this blue buff. AL might want more of a fight though. The Magnus Storm on 3, and in they go between worlds. They're sent. BLG find a massive fight.
Yeah, BLG, they're big.
International kills at 503. There's the dive in with the Paranoia, and Shanks has to walk over a flaming carpet. Can't escape. Bin will take the kill. Baseron can look for a little bit more here. Hope not moving from the mid lane. Tarzan should be able to flag and drag his way to safety. Kyle might just be able to walk out.
Flandre just ulted topside, so they're scrapping up there as well.
Knight forced low by Flandre, but can just jump across the veil and get to safety.
Nocturne is so good at catching isolated targets, especially a Ryze that has no flash available. Just the moment that ulti is off cooldown. Oh, ulti comes through.
Glacial Fissure onto On. Magnus Storm coming out, but the shield from the Crashdown won't be enough to keep him alive. Teleport in as well by Bin as he tries to burn through Tarzan. The Flame Spitter doing a lot of work, but the Cataclysm combo is just too much. It's carnage for anyone's legend. A bloodbath as Hope claims the Quadra.
Hope reigns eternal for AL. A Quadra kill in the mid lane. Finally finds his moment there as BLG just go that hair too far. Bin TP's in. Kyle tags him with the Winter's Bite, and Hope punishes massively. As well. This is kind of the part of the game where I was getting very concerned for BLG's comp, even if they were on more even keel.
So you highlighted the bad news for BLG. The good news is there's only one carry that has all the golds. So if they're able to catch Hope, there may still be hope for BLG. It ultimately will come down to Baseron's target selection, and if the follow-up is there, forced to flash away early.
Cullen coming out as well. Baseron should just be able to walk away from this one. Meanwhile, on the top side, the Realm Warp coming out from Shanks as they look to chase down Knight. He'll go between worlds, the weirding as well for the slow for the escape. BLG will walk away after taking that bot tier 1.
And nice play around vision there for Tarzan. He does not have to be afraid. Goes in, gets that chunks down, and yeah, you traded out the Realm Warp, but Knight's ultimate...
the more damage you take from it. Knight has teleport, he's going back to base right now, looking for that second completed item. On stepping forward, has the flash, has the Magnus Storm. AL still on the Artican right now as Flandre is on the front line, and Flandre is snuffed out. AL now trying to fight a 4v5. BLG can look for more. The smite comes out, it's secured. AL will walk away with the Artican, but will BLG allow them to escape? Hope the first target as BLG are looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, and that means killing off Hope. The heal will get him to safety, and BLG won't be able to find much more.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, still great there for AL. Yes, they do lose one, but Flandre buys so much time. He just kind of walks forward and creates that space with the zombie form. And as a result, his team does get the Otacon. They're trying to stop the bases, though. This is well done by BLG. They don't want to allow them to reset.
The calling out into the Cataclysm, Magnus Storm out by On, but now Knight's tanking up the towers, and that's not where he wants to be. AL pounces, BLG are greedy.
BLG once again in this game overstep. We've seen that aggression work wonders for them, but we've also seen them get punished. And once again, in an effort to interrupt AL's return to the base, they are punished once more. They'll even get a
on 2 levels down on Kyle on this rel. Knight forced behind here as Tarzan jumps forward. Knight able to go across the veil and escape. On with a flash shadowing strike, but the dash away immediately from Hope as he continues to reign in this game. BLG look for the engage, but they just no equalizer. You have the between worlds from Knight. No Paranoia as AL still stick on the Baron. Flandre on the front line taken down. The Baron jumped off by AL as they look for more of a fight. They'll kill off base 1, and now with the jungler dead, they'll turn their eyes back to the big purple worm.
Flandre gives up his life, but he keeps the 2 remaining members of BLG away from the pit, and AL get 2 of their own. The Baron is going to be secured. A desperate TP.
It's Bin trying to look for a flank position here. No equalizer for him. No smite as well. Obviously, he's just a Rumble, and now he's spotted. And the Rumble in the jungle doesn't survive for long. AL will
The fact that he reacted that quickly also meant most of the equalizer just missed. It's answered by the lock and it's answered by the heal from Kael. They didn't really get much
as well. The Hex Drinker on Hope, you talked about a bit of defense for him. It's just going to make it so much harder for BLG. They're looking with the paranoia. Base1 waiting around the Wolf camp, but On is caught down towards the bottom side, and On is suffocated out of the game. BLG thought mid lane was the prio, but AL had other ideas.
AL will continue their siege on the bot lane. They don't have much of a minion wave to play with. The Rumble ultimate and the Ezreal ultimate going to be used to clear out the wave. This will slow AL down, but it will not stop them.
Shanks is a Gatling gun of destruction right now. Bin forced away with the overload. There's the Realm Orb to follow up. And Hope will kill his enemy man. It's hunting season, and Elk is on the menu. BLG lose 2 more, as now they have to defend On back up. But AL are pushing in for the win.
And Hope is just destroying them this game. 13-1-3, legendary Lucian performance.
BLG will try and defend. Knight forced away. Kai out there with the Unbreakable and still hitting onto Knight with the Winter's Bite. Decimating smash under the tower. BLG try as they might, they just can't withstand the storm that's anyone's legend.
These are some of the champions, you know, I think Knight really can be a difference maker. Bin really can be a difference maker. They have so much agency, you know, as these champions to make individual
I'm a bit worried for this BLG bot lane. There's the hook.
The hook On has to flash.
Yep, that's why I was worried.
Meanwhile in the mid lane, Shanks is just dead. Base1 with a great gank. 3 camps into gank gets.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about Shanks and his journey, because I do think it has been truly incredible to see what he has been able to do. As Shanks in trouble.
Knight has the stun proc. Knight, oh, so close with the auto. Shanks disintegrates the Knight. Burnt alive in his arms.
I was expecting Knight to just fully ult and commit to that play. Flandre, now the target of a dive.
No impale for Base1, but no flash for Flandre. It does have the Ignite, will dash across with skip and slash. Needle works on, will take him down, but the bailout will bring him back. Meanwhile, on the bot side, we see a great dive onto Bin. AL answer back with a kill of their own, and On didn't come back to life.
Yeah, well played there by Flandre, able to delay enough so that he's able to get that bailout down.
But AL being proactive on the map, it really did feel like, based on how the laning phase was going, that things were just, oh, hang on a minute, Bin.
Bin jumping in onto Flandre here, puts down the grand challenge, and Base1's there to answer it. Flandre, no flash, no hope of surviving. Bin finds his vital.
Off of this earlier swap, this time it was matched, but not by the teleport. You know, that give Bin a bit of an advantage, but he is potentially caught out.
Obstacle past, has the flash, will flash and then bolt his way away, but the hook from Kael finds his man, and now the chase continues. Hope opens up with the boomerang blades, will be gifted the kill as well.
That was looking like an extendo arm there, but BLG trying to
dive onto Bin. He finds himself with a 1-2 scoreline, but still up 400 gold against Flandre.
Does have that gold lead, but in trouble is Knight.
Knight has to try and jump away with the perfect execution and will manage to escape. Has that R2 now, but no real way to use it. Dashes back to the safety of his tower. Base1 on an Elk here to try and protect. Ishtar's impact coming out. Good ultimate from Kael to stop the channel, but the Impale cannot be stopped. Kael pulled back and taken out by Elk.
Dying so that his mid laner could live. As you highlighted, Medic, a really good use of the ultimate.
Sivir just has to hit anything, basically, and ricochet through. So I feel like AL are set up for success.
On has the hostile takeover, and he'll use it immediately. Ishtar's impact onto Tarzan, trying to use the shield to survive, but the cease and desist only going on to Elk won't be enough. Elk claims his 3rd kill of the game, as Shanks will be able to secure the Scuttle Crab towards the top side. Base1 still chasing, flashing forward, and pulls Shanks back to the waiting arms of Knight. Shanks has to flash away, dodges the Impale, but Knight's on the chase. A perfect execution might be enough. Knight has to flash the wall. The chase continues. Kael here once again to defend his mid lane. Exhaust Base1. Hope looking to open up. The stun from Shanks on across the wall won't have enough with the loyalty program. And Shanks will smoke Base1.
It really is a bloodbath here in game 3. And I guess he was worried about the cooldown of Shanks' Q that would have finished him off. Bin now supported by his team.
On the hunt coming out from Hope as they look to turn onto Base1. He's caught up. The needle works out from Flandre. And Base1 just went too deep to flash away from On. A rocket grab about to find him as AL find another kill.
Feels like a story of the series. A step too far by Base1. He overextends and AL are quick to collapse. Both these teams are ready to skirmish. And this time around, it's AL that get the better of the fight.
Tarzan having to flash the chain of corruption, turns it back around onto Elk, has that cease and desist and has his team collapsing, but is the shield enough? Meanwhile, Hope and On fighting down towards the bottom side. Shanks comes in with the tibbers and will kill off Elk. On, able to retreat. Bin trying to get onto Shanks, but Shanks uses the blast cone wisely to get himself over the wall.
Really well played there. Tarzan realizes, you know what, I can't get out. Is the one here, playing this on-hit Varus, and has the 4 early kills.
Oh, a great repulse by Bin.
The idea there being that the silence comes through. Ooh, Flandre now the one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Flandre gets out of this one. He's already used the skip and slash. There's the impale follow-up. Knight gets his second, and BLG continue to punch back.
BLG do punch back, but again, it's the towers now. So we saw them get that tower top side low. Flandre finished that off. That's first tower. That was Boots. And quietly, Sivert getting very strong.
I mean, if BLG could have gotten this extra dragon hours, and that's where a lot of this additional gold is coming from. The good news for BLG, though, is Knight getting some solo time on the top side of the map. He will secure a tower for himself. You can see that with that first item completed, moving away from the rocket belt and going for a little bit more burst damage, that assassination tool that is super valuable in those 1v1s and on the side lane. Flandre trying to defend the tower.
BLG are going to collapse, though. Ishtal's impact will get Flandre into the wall. Hope popping the on the hunt to try and get Flandre out. There's a chain of corruption follow-up. TP coming in by Bin as they turn all their attention onto Flandre. Bin will take one, put into the bailout, but won't be able to be revived. And now the chase continues for anyone's legend. Beige1 running for the hills. Knight and Elk, can you escape the clutches of Tarzan? Good flash away, cease and desist. Available though for the buys. They continue to chase forward. Hope flashes in, and Tarzan lives. A double for Hope in the end. AL clean up the fight.
BLG sent 5 top, but it is AL standing strong here.
This fight around. BLG committed everything to getting that pick onto Flandre, but it cost them so much.
Beige1 going forward here. Hope once again putting the damage down. Impale was dodged, and the bailout just gives him time to watch him die. Shanks now unstoppable, 5-1 on this Annie.
The spent flash just adding insult to injury there as Beige1 flashed out with that bailout, but the disintegrate followed, knocked him down.
Last few years. And their hopes seem to rest now on anyone's legend.
I will say that if AL do make it through this
Well,
series...
it's not just you've played against different people, you've beaten different people. They've shown their development, beating BLG 3-2, 3-1, and now would be 3-0. Mikhail's out from Kyle. Beige1 looking for the Ishtal's impact. TP coming in as well from Knight. A short burst of movement for him there as he joins up with the fight. Bin is here in the mid lane. Flandre is not. He's pushing out through bot.
And you can feel the desperation sinking in a little bit when you're spending flash ult to hopefully get a pick on a Blitzcrank. And he just has the perfect Mikhails.
There's the hook onto On. Hope opens up and will take down On. Tarzan jumping forward as well. Ishtal's impact will lock him against the wall, the Impale as well. And Tarzan will fall. Flandre coming in, and there's no one protecting the back line. Knight has to dash away, but Shanks now dominating. Elk snipped away by Flandre. Bin trying to do anything he can to survive. He's forced back to his tier 2.
It all starts with a...
On, waiting to see if someone oversteps. TP behind, there's the handshake. Beige1 looking for the chase here onto Kyle. Good static field will stop the channel. Knight trying to get in from the side. Tarzan shadowing Bin, marking him, making sure he can't get in. The chain of corruption, and Bin is deleted. On next up here for anyone's legend. They'll find 2. It's a bloodbath so far. BLG are cooked as AL clean them up. The flash forward from Shanks will find the stun, and the Knight must bow to Shanks. Elk chased away. Nothing he can do. Shattered and bruised. BLG can only watch as AL clean it up.
It is a clean 5-0 ace in favor of the Kyle, but it ends in disaster.
Yeah, and Hope had base. That's why he was late to the fight, but he shows up with the third item, the Infinity Edge completed, and you knew as soon as he arrived, it was curtains for BLG. They try to find a pick.
Faded rematch against T1. The opportunity to get his revenge.
He is now 7-0-10 on the Sivert. Feels like he has barely stepped a foot wrong as this duo have been absolutely incredible.
Percentage, just incredible. The ult goes in.
Look for the cease and desist, and immediately they jump onto Beige1. No real escape for him. Meanwhile, Hope has been caught by On. Knight gets him. A grand in the pocket of Knight. He's found his payday, but can BLG find the fight? Tarzan gets one in response, but Knight answers with another. Shanks is down as Bin will snip him. Flandre trying to fight the 2v1, but Elk still stands! Somehow, from somewhere. BLG find the fight. Back in, doesn't have the Riftmaker for any of that extra healing. Elk can now tank it, and they should be able to get it. With those blighted quiver stacks, Knight almost dies. Elk the game, and anyone's legend are not answering the call. Instead, they'll clear out their own jungle. They'll make sure they have the mid lane prio. Baron has fallen off. AL actually having to back away from only on the advance here.
Mikhails, he has that QSS. You can see that Kyle is sitting on cleanse right now, so even if he gets hit by the hostile takeover, he can actually cleanse and Mikhails, but Shanks could be in trouble.
Shanks jumped on by Beishuan, puts the Tibbers down, gets the stun. Knight with the chase. Beishuan, the Impale going wide. Tarzan down to half HP, but the Storm Surge just assassinates the Annie. Shanks down now as AL have to defend his 4.
It's an easy execution as BLG find the lone target in a side lane. The damage from Knight was lethal as the Baron is begun.
I was looking for that hook. Gets it onto Beishuan. The static field down as well as Beishuan tries to heal up with that shield, but he just can't. Hope begins to open up. Hostile takeover coming out. Vault breaker away by Tarzan. The needle work from Flandre just for the slow.
But the perfect positioning by Kyle there. He hits the hook, he stops the Baron, and then instant Mikhails there on Flandre as he gets hit by the hostile takeover. Beishuan lost track of the fact that he could have got hit by that angle, and now Kyle's looking.
Kyle flashes forward, doesn't land the hook. The tower falls as the bailout on Bin would bring him back if he did fall. Has that G8 on his shoulders. AL able to defend. No further push coming out from BLG. The Drake up.
But now it is AL here on the Baron, and it's a TP coming in from Bin. They're looking to contest.
It all comes down to this. You have to feel every hope and every wish for BLG to take it into the lower bracket finals. The arrows are landing. Kyle down to half HP. Knight pops a stopwatch, but he's basically got nothing. Still goes in with the perfect execution, manages to get a kill. The Baron over to Tarzan. On's gonna get shot down. It's Bin and Knight, the last two standing. Tarzan with the GA will be resurrected. Shanks on the chase, the needles for the slow. Bin trying to get away with that lunge, but Shanks has the stun primed and ready. The blast cone from Bin, the bolt breaker from Tarzan riposted. The stun lands, but so does the disintegrate as Bin is being chased. Flandre skips and slashes forward, but Knight's gonna try! And Knight is snuffed out! We saw BLG get a Baron and delay the game, only got about 2k out of it. AL will want a lot more. Flandre enjoying the fight. But BLG showing, if they're given a second with that Gwen, she can be deleted.
And that was incredibly
Not setting up around it at all.
Bin could just solo it though. AL are very heavily committed towards the top side of the map, so we'll see if Bin wants to go over to it or if he's too worried about a potential engage here.
He's gonna go, there's the on the hunt immediately, Bolt breaker forward, there's a hook back as well, and On is down before he can pop the hostile takeover. AL will turn their eyes towards the Baron and BLG. Are you going to fight this? Beishuan and Knight stepping in. Elk there as well, but it looks like BLG will give up the Ghost, take the Drake, lose the Baron.
Exactly, you know they're not going to fight it because Bin is on that dragon, soloing it.
Shanks going to answer mid-wave. This tower is not long for this world. An inhibitor soon to follow.
BLG just going to funnel down mid, try and keep that wave as far away as possible. Shanks has the teleport, but isn't needed to join AL on this push.
Saw how fast that top lane inhibitor tower went down. Bin is on the side, but this tower is getting quite low.
3 autos and it's down to half HP. The Chain of Corruption, a whisker away from finding hope. He does, of course, still have that spell shield and the Mikhails. Flandre takes the tier 2 on the bottom side. BLG unable really to defend as Hope using the Bloodthirster shield will just tank up the tower. BLG not pulling the trigger yet. Have lost an inhibitor tower in mid. Flandre with double cannon minions down towards the bottom side. Bin almost assassinated. The hostile takeover coming out as well as Tarzan dashes in. The pull back onto Beishuan, not the target AR would want, but with Tibbers joining the party, anyone's legend see the win in their eyes.
BLG, they have to get back to base. They need to regenerate the health bars. The Nexus towers are all that stand left as the base falls apart. Bin goes in.
Looks for Tarzan, but Tarzan goes in with a cease and desist. There's still a Guardian Angel here for Bin, but the bailout will bring it back first. On ignited and will fall to Flandre. Knight pops the stopwatch, but might just go pop afterwards. Bin dashing up towards the top side. Knight able to escape for now, but Beishuan is sacrificing himself for his mid laner. Elk gonna go to the GA under the tower, and I don't think there's an Angel listening as Elk is mown down. The LPL is conquered. The LCK awaits.